Thank you, Jess. Welcome back to Big Ten Wrestling here on Big Ten Plus. We've got our 125 matchup to start. It is Nick Corday for Michigan State and Joey Cruz for Iowa. Actually, it is Dean Peterson for Iowa.
Dean Peterson, yeah, that's correct.
He is ranked 6th.
Dean coming off that loss against Buzakis and late to get his offense going. So expect to see Dean come out here in period number 1 and start firing off some attacks. This is the problem that these Iowa Hawkeyes have had thus far this season, is their lack of offense. And you see back-to-back high crotch attempts for Dean right there. And that's what these guys have to do. The old adage that the Iowa style is that you get to the head on a collar tie and you stay there for 6 minutes, and then late in that last minute of action is where you really start to separate yourself. And the rest of the world, in all honesty, has caught up to the Iowa Hawkeyes the last 30 years. And you're starting to see that. They're taking a back step, not only to the likes of Minnesota. We saw that, Penn State, Ohio State. They're going to have Oklahoma State in a few weeks. So beautiful duck under there.
Takedown for Peterson there, 3 points.
And Peterson, being from New Jersey, you know how great he is in the top position. As Corday comes up to his feet, that's smart for the Spartan.
That'll be an escape for Corday there. Back to neutral.
And now it's been 3 shot attempts coming from the right hand. So what Corday has to do is start to focus on that right wrist, because here Peterson's going to control the inside tie with the left hand. He's going to go elbow just above the elbow, at the crook of the elbow, with a V in his hand. And then what he's going to do is fake shot. And he can get to both sides of the body with that right hand. When he comes high crotch, he's then going to sweep to a swing single to the left leg of Corday. So Corday has to do a better job of slowing down the right hand of Dean Peterson.
And that'll be another takedown for Peterson, another 3 points there.
A beautiful shuck by attempt, stayed on his feet, got behind Peterson actually while he was on his feet, collected himself, found where his hips were, squared things up, and then brought him down to the mat with authority and picked up a second takedown.
He's starting to rack up that riding time there. Now over 40 seconds. They're going to have to be careful here to stay in bounds. That'll be the end of the first period.
Peterson, you see, look at that beautiful duck under disappear. Magician act right there for Dean. And then you see him here tripping with that right foot, collecting the heel and the ankle of Corday and picking up that second takedown there.
Starting neutral here.
And now Peterson working on this waterfall position. What he's going to have to do is switch to one singular leg rather than 2, and you're starting to see that on this side. Now he switches, and he's going to go to Corday's right leg instead, and this is where the neutral danger comes into play. And Corday's going to have to roll through here and now get his head high. Smart stalemate there. More of a potentially dangerous rather than a stalemate, I would say. But at that point, with those rubber knees, you'd rather just stop the match than see somebody get hurt and have to end it. And look at what Corday's doing here. He goes double underhooks, and he keeps Dean Peterson's head directly in the middle of his chest, and that's exactly where you want to be. You go head down to the mat first, and then you put pressure on the heels. You bring the butt to the rear end in those front headlock situations, and that's where you're successful. Dean Peterson did a good job closing those elbows in, keeping things tight and getting a stalemate.
just over 30 seconds to go here in the second period, and there's no points awarded yet in this period. That 6-1 comes from the first period. 2 takedowns, 1 escape. They started neutral here, and they've remained neutral so far.
A short shot there from Peterson. That really wasn't a shot. That was more just to close the distance, looking for secondary offense. A good way for young wrestlers. And it just, you're less vulnerable when you go to those short shots. You don't commit really to anything. It's more just to fight space rather than to get to an actual attempt.
And that will be the end of that second period. Going into that third, Peterson is going to start on the bottom, Corday on top. And
Yeah.
Peterson's a 3 times NCAA championship qualifier.
Yeah, he was at Rutgers previous to where he's at now here at Iowa. And now Peterson reaches back, and this could get dangerous. This is trouble for Nick Corday. Peterson has to settle his hips here. And this is where another potentially dangerous call could see here, and I only say that because of the knees of Peterson. Yeah, smart to stop it. Yeah, just Corday doing a great job of finding the far wrist, and somehow comes out on top here. This was unconventional. But then you come here, and at this point, you're just trying to kick you imagine a table. When you take one of the legs out, the table falls. Peterson had 2 legs and 2 hands on the mat. You kick out one of those hands, the table falls. Corday's back on top.
And that'll be a reversal for Peterson there, bringing him up to 8 points.
Yeah, Peterson did a good job with his left hand. He really kept it low. And what he did was he caught the heel of Corday, and then he slowly worked it. As he was working the hand high, he was working the head low, so he worked his head back to the rear end, and he ended up getting Corday higher than he would have liked to have been in that top position and picked up that reversal.
Corday followed that with a quick escape there, back to neutral. 40 seconds left in this third period. Peterson at 8, Corday at 2.
And there's a second stall warning.
That'll be a takedown for Peterson.
Yeah, he did a great job stopping the initial shot, and that wasn't, no escape was awarded there, so it won't be 1 and then 3 again.
Peterson's at 11, Corday is at 2. He's not going to be able to secure that riding time bonus, because Corday was able to wear it down. And that will be the end of the 125 match. Peterson is the winner by major decision, 11-2. That'll put the first points of the day on the board for Iowa.
And look at this takedown. Corday gets to a shot, but Dean Peterson did a great job of squaring his hips up, getting his hips low, breaking the lock first, and then going to the go-behind, rather than looking for the go-behind first, then breaking the lock. We move to 133.
Now we're at 133. Michigan State has Caleb Weand, and Iowa has Drake.
Ayala.
I tried really hard to get that pronunciation down before the game, and it looks like they might be out of bounds there, and they will be. Seems to be some general discontent with that. Still neutral as of right now.
Whizzer.
Ayala ranked 9th. Another one of these big names ranked high for Iowa. Still no points awarded here.
A lot of action for no points, though.
A lot.
This was a shot attempt coming for Corday, and then he comes up after the shot, got the cradle locked, but ran out of real estate as Drake's left foot touched the out of bounds. And anytime it goes off the mat, they're going to give the 3, and this is going to be 3.
That'll be a takedown for Ayala. All right. Quick escape for Wien, bringing them 3-1.
So now Wien has shot both of his top offensive attacks, and Drake has stopped them. And on the other end, you're starting to see Drake start to break down Wien's defense.
3 more points and another escape. That'll bring them 6-2. Another takedown for Ayala. They'll be 9-2 now.
And Wien has to slow things down. Get back to an underhook. Establish some sort of tie to break the offense of Drake, because he's picked up 3 takedowns in the last 60 seconds. It was competitive in the opening minutes, but the floodgates are starting to open here in East Lansing.
Be another takedown for Ayala. That's 4 takedowns in this first period. Just under 30 seconds to go.
And he's looking for a 5th.
That'll be another 3 points for Ayala. It does look like they're about to go out of bounds there.
And you see Drake here working both sides of the body on the front headlock, finds the left ankle, gets to the heel, and stays low on his finish. Comes across the body, stays below the hips, which is a great job, and picks up that 5th takedown of period number 1.
They'll be starting neutral here in this second period. Ayala with 5 takedowns going in this second period. Wien with 4 points, all from escapes. Staying neutral as of right now. And that'll be a takedown for Ayala, bringing him up to 18, but Wien fights back with an escape, bringing him to 5. That'll be another 3 points for Ayala. 21-4, and that will be the 133 matchup. If you're Iowa here, you're really pleased. Cale Peterson on the mat for Iowa and Sean Larkin for Michigan State. Cale Peterson has no relation to Dean Peterson, who was on the mat earlier.
Larkin working on a front headlock. This is where you got to go head in the hole here. So what you have to do is you have to continue to work the right elbow above the ear. And this is so much pressure on the shoulder. It is extremely painful here. Because you have the front headlock where you're on the chin, but you're also pulling up that elbow, so this shoulder is in danger here.
Back at neutral, no points awarded yet.
And now Peterson's going to be thinking with that. What he's going to be thinking about is a shot. Because you don't want to get caught underneath Larkin for a second time in that front headlock, get that shoulder wrenched off just as you just did. So for him, it's always, you start to think about the primary shot you're going to get to, but the secondary attack is what's going to be key here, because you don't want to get caught underneath.
A minute and a half to go in this first period. Still neutral, no points awarded. That'll be a shot by Peterson. No points awarded yet, still remaining neutral, close to out of bounds. It looks like it'll be fighting to drag him back into bounds, keeping that foot in. It'll be a 3-point takedown for Peterson there.
And it doesn't get any better than that. When you look at the progression that Cale Peterson took to finish that shot, it was all dependent on getting that right arm out. So although he had the leg of Larkin up, what he was really focused on was that whizzer, breaking down that whizzer, and he did it slowly and methodically. And he understood that he had to circle back to his left to have enough real estate to finish that shot, and every single inch of the mat was used right there to finish that shot. Beautiful execution.
Starting to rack up that riding time with Peterson on top. 30 seconds to go in this first period. Peterson at 3 points from that takedown, Sean Larkin at none. Fighting for that fall. That'll be a 4-point near fall for Peterson. Just under a minute worth of riding time. Peterson up by 7. Larkin having none on the board. And here we have Coach Brands for Iowa. It's his 20th season as head coach. And look at that record. 90% winning. That's not something you see every day, especially with that many matches racked up, well over 300.
And the craziest part about that is, I would say he is one of the coaches who are on, he has the hottest seat right now in the country. There is a target on Coach Brands' back. You met a multiple-time national champion, 90% win percentage, over 300 wins in his career. Yet there is a potential that he may not be at the University of Iowa next year. It's a premier job, and the way they're looking with things this year, when you look at Iowa already having 5 losses, it's not something you normally see every year. And it's crazy to think that he could not be here next year. But it's not what you did yesterday, it's what you're doing today.
Exactly. We saw Peterson get an escape point there. These two have played it very close to out of bounds in these first 2 periods. A minute left here in the second period.
What a beautiful shot. And its primary defense comes first from stuffing the head. You have to stop the head on anything you do with any shot, and you saw right there, Peterson snuck his head. It was subtle, but it was a major factor. He snuck his head right out, and he finished flawlessly. And you're starting to see it here again. When he gets to his shot, he then puts the hip directly from the belly button to the outside hip.
That'll be another takedown for Peterson, bringing it up 14-1. Larkin's 1 point from an escape, and now he'll be awarded a 2nd point from that escape there. With Peterson starting on bottom at the beginning of this period, Larkin was able to wear down some of his riding time. Another takedown for Peterson, another 3 points, bringing him up to 17-2. And that will be the end of this 141 matchup. Peterson will be the winner by a tech fall. Another 5 team points for Iowa, bringing up Iowa's team score to 14. Michigan State still at 0. here at 149, we have rider block for Iowa and Clayton Jones for Michigan State. Off to a very quick start. No points awarded, but they're going at each other right off the bat here.
Yeah, and it was Clayton Jones with the initial shove right off the whistle. And that's something just to let you know your opponent. Know that just because you have the black and gold Iowa singlet on means nothing to me. Beautiful double leg attempt. And the Iowa fans have to be wondering, where has this offense been when you're wrestling top tier competition? I mean, it has been non-existent when you take on the tier 1 programs in Penn State, Ohio State, Minnesota, and then they come out here and they've already scored 13 takedowns thus far. They didn't score 13 takedowns in the entire duel against Ohio State, and they have that through the first 3 matches here.
And that double leg attempt that they had over here resulted in a takedown.
Yeah.
And then we just saw a big slam from block on Jones. Jones looking for a way out of this. Very dangerously close to out of bounds, and they will be out of bounds there.
Big slam here. And he does it without his hands locked, actually. Drives out of bounds. Clayton Jones will run out of real estate back to the center. He's down.
If you're Jones here, you really need that escape. A reversal would be better, but any points at all.
Any points at this point. You are correct. And the thing that I don't like is that you don't want to finish periods in the down position. From a confidence building factor, coming up to your feet and finishing on your feet rather than underneath says a lot about moving forward into the next period. And these Spartans thus far are ending too many periods in the down position.
Over a minute of riding time for rider block here. Under a minute and a half to go in this period.
Yeah, but he's working on this gable here. This could get dangerous.
Out of bounds again. Very dangerously close to the edge of the stage there.
Block just driving Jones to that out of bounds line. Once again, kicking the legs out underneath. Solid mat returns thus far from Jones, or excuse me, from Block, and another one.
This seems to be Block's favorite move. He goes for it again. These two really need to focus on staying within that white circle. Block goes for the slam again. There will be a point for Clayton Jones there. I believe it is because of the locked hands done by Block.
And it wasn't intentional. It's one of those things where he just came up to his feet. Jones snuck back down to the mat when Block's hands were still locked.
Jones got an escape there, bringing that margin of points only down to 1. Still neutral, but out of bounds there. And the challenge brick has been thrown by Chandler. We will have an official review. Coach's challenge by Roger Chandler, head coach of Michigan State. See, this is only his 10th season as head coach. Not too bad of a record. Very different than Iowa's. 29th season overall with Michigan State, though. He's only been a head coach here for 10 seasons, but he wrestled here at other coaching positions before this. It's one thing you love to see in college is athletes coming back to coach the programs that shaped them. We're still in that official review here. Official review is over. It looks like Chandler's challenge was denied.
Yeah, it was denied, but the most important part about that failed challenge is they now lose that brick moving forward.
It's not something you want to do that early on in this matchup. You're only in the 4th weight class of the day.
But at the same time, you've also given up 13 takedowns without collecting any on your own. And so you have to change things on this match. Somehow, right? Although it didn't work, try something different.
We do have blocks starting down here, Jones on top. That'll be an escape by block, bringing him up 4-2. For now.
This could be a stall call coming here for Jones.
It looks like it will be.
Yeah, just no attempt to get back to the center circle. No attempt to get to a shot. No attempt to get to a tie.
Staying neutral as of right now. One of them will have to make a move here. Shot attempt by block. Looks like that one will be a stalling warning on block that time.
It was a high crotch attempt, and somehow Jones, you see he stops the initial shot and gets behind, and at that point for block, it's better to give up the stall call because it is just a warning rather than giving up the 3-point takedown, and that's exactly what he did. Experienced wrestling right there from the Iowa Hawkeye.
Experience from the sophomore. We're gonna start again neutral at the center. And that'll be the end of the second period. Ryder Block having 4 points, Clayton Jones having 2. Block does have the riding time advantage, 1:38 of it as of right now.
So keep in mind also, this is a 2-point match, but both of these guys have been hit for stalling. So we go on our feet, a takedown is gonna win it for Jones, but only if he continues to move forward. Not going to be able to pick up offense moving backwards, and another stall call could be coming if they go out of bounds. And he just doesn't have any gas left in the tank.
That'll be a takedown for Block, 3 points. Once again, close to out of bounds. An escape for Jones.
Underhook on that right side. Clayton Jones looks to go to shuck it out.
Back at it again. Another 3 points for Block. 10 points now total for him. 3 for Clayton Jones. That'll be a point for Block. He secured his riding time.
Yeah, and this has been the biggest issue all season, has been conditioning. And you're starting to see it come here to get, I mean, we've seen it come to fruition multiple times throughout this season, and nothing has got better.
Saw an escape for Clayton Jones during that time period, and another takedown for Block. Close to the edge. Another three-point takedown for Block there, bringing him up to 17-4.
Keep in mind that's 13 unanswered points. This was a 4-2 match, and Ryder Block just stays heavy on his offense, continues to move forward, has the understanding, and you just get that feeling when the opposing wrestler breaks, you have that feeling. You just can tell that there is no more energy left in the tank, and at this point you could do whatever you want.
Starting neutral again. Another 3 points for Block. That'll be 20-5, ending the match here. That'll be the fourth match in a row that Iowa has won. Another decision by tech fall for Ryder Block. Follow at Big 1G Wrestling for Big Ten highlights, videos, and images from the mat straight to your feed. Join the community now on Instagram, powered by Big Ten Network. I know I certainly follow the Big Ten Wrestling account. Got our 157 matchup starting here. Darius Marinas for Michigan State, and Victor Voinovich for Iowa.
And Voinovich in the lineup again for Jordan Williams, which is a pretty surprising to have this switch this late in the season, but he wrestled well at Ohio State, so why not put him in? If you were looking for, I don't think for the Iowa Hawkeyes there was a lot of bright points, but these next three weights, 57, 65, 74, were all victories against the Buckeyes on Friday night, so they throw Voinovich back out here on Sunday.
Still remaining neutral so far, a minute 45 to go in the first. Seeing some attempts at shots here. Not much coming out of any of them so far.
And I think this is going to be the most evenly matched matchup that we're going to have here tonight. Right now, Iowa's outscored Michigan State 71-12 with 19 takedowns, and those 12 points for the Spartans have come all via escapes.
That'll be 3 points for Voinovich. Takedown there. Just over a minute to go in the first. That takedown's going to start him on top here. An attempt at a slam there, but we have an escape by Marinas. Back to neutral, under a minute to go. Shot attempt there, no success. Looks like Marinas is trying to make something work here. .20 seconds to go in the first. Voinovich with 3 from that earlier takedown, and Marinas with 1 for his escape.
If he finishes this would be a highlight that you show young wrestlers, but Marinas
unable to finish that move there. There will be no points awarded to Voinovich. Marinas will start on top.
side, covers right side, goes tight waist right side. Voinovich building up a base, came up to his feet, kicked away. And now he's right back up, but he's on the out of bounds line. And Darius keeping that left foot in.
Out of bounds there. They'll go back to the center. Marina's still down by 2 points. But last matchup against Northwestern, he did win by major decision. It would be very big for the Spartans if he was able to pull that off again here.
Vic doing a good job keeping his elbows tight. Knee slid up. Then went right elbow tight, left elbow tight. And what that did was that brought Marinas' hands from under the arms to outside the elbows. And anytime you can get the wrestler underneath, from out underneath your elbows and on the outside, you have the advantage there, and that's exactly what Voinovich did. Cleared his hips, picked up that 1 point for the escape.
That one will be a stalemate. They're going to start again neutral at the center. Just over a minute to go in this second period. Voinovich at 4 points with a takedown and an escape. Marinas at 1 with an escape. Looks here that Voinovich will pick up another 3 points with a quick takedown there in the center. He's going to start wearing down the riding time Marinas was able to collect earlier. .40 seconds to go. And it looks like we might have a bloody nose from Voinovich. Might get some blood time here, possibly.
Yeah, I believe it's the left nostril. But Voinovich does 2 things well here. He keeps his head high. That neck stays bowed. So there's strength in the neck, but he keeps his hands active on that shot. Did a great job of clearing the tie, so he posted the elbow, got to a shot, got his hands locked, kept his head up, and finished with authority.
Blood time will finish up here. Cleaning up the mat. See Marinas getting ready to go back at it here. Still cleaning up the mat. There was quite a bit of it there.
Yeah.
Voinovich has his nose plugged and he's ready to go back at it. You can see there he's from Brecksville, Ohio, which is where the Venadia brothers on Michigan State's team are from as well.
Marinas up to his feet, fighting hands.
That'll be an escape there for Marinas.
And again, great initial move, and that's the most important thing on the bottom, is making sure you come up to your feet as you watch the referee blow the whistle. Kind of jump the gun, if you will. So Marinas jumped the gun just enough and had a slight advantage over Voinovich on trying to get to that escape.
More blood time here for Voinovich.
Yeah, and I think now it's both nostrils that are leaking.
It does look like it could be that. Does it appear that they put anything in his other nostril?
Yeah, the left nostril does not have a plug. The right one does. But I could clearly see from here there's blood still coming out of the left nostril.
This might be one of the biggest nosebleeds I've ever seen. Stalling warning there. Marinas fighting hard here to get something out of this. Voinovich holding on tight. That'll be the end of the second period. I believe we're going to have more blood time here, as it looks like it is all over Voinovich's arm, and there is some on the mat. going into this third period, we may have 2 bloody noses, but we also have Vojnovic with 7 points, Marinas with 2. You can see the head coach there investigating as they try to get Vojnovic's nose plugged up. He's got 2 takedowns so far. Mat's been cleaned back up. It looks like it does look like they're still working on cleaning Vojnovic up as well. And he'll head back to center to do this third period here with Marinas. Marinas starting on bottom, Vojnovic on top. Quick escape there for Marinas.
Again, jumped the gun, knew when the whistle was coming, came up to his feet, cleared his hips, got the escape.
Stuck here in that neutral position.
Oh my
More
goodness.
blood time. It does appear that there's some on Marinas' singlet as well.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't think that they should send Vojnovic back out there with the nose plugs. What they're going to have to do...
It is all over Marinas' singlet,
It's
front
all-
and the back.
It's all over the mat. It's all over the opposing wrestler. It's all over himself. They're going to have to tape his nose closed. So it's going to be both nostrils, and then they're going to tape around his nose to try and keep it, because at this point, this is now the 5th time that they've stopped the match. There has to be some sort of blood time.
And it looks like he still only has the one nostril plugged. We'll smack away that hand there by Marinas. Still neutral.
And now you're starting to see Marinas come to that right hand. Vic Vojnovic's offense is predicated on that right hand. Everything comes from that right hand. Now this is a 6th stop, and you're starting to see the frustration. But what Marinas has to do is stay composed here. Yes, it's frustrating, but you have to keep your head in the match. You can't allow the other wrestler to dictate where your mentality goes. And right now you saw that frustration as he headed over to the corner of Michigan State.
Looks like they just took his nose plugs out and put in new ones. Cleaning up the mat again. Just over a minute left. They've got 2 people cleaning the mat this time. Just over a minute left. Had 6 of those blood time stoppages. Viktor Vojnovic at 7 points, 2 of those takedowns. Marinas at 3, all being escapes. And now it appears that there is blood on Marinas' face, and it seems to have come from Vojnovic. That'll be another stoppage for blood time there. 50 seconds to go in the third. Going back at it. Quick shot by Vojnovic. No points awarded yet, still neutral. Blood time again. That'll bring us up to 8. Voinovich has quite the audience for his nosebleed over there. It seems about 5 staff members from Iowa.
Yeah, you have Coach Morningstar, you have Coach Telford, you have Coach Brands, Terry Brands, Coach Tom Brands, and you have the trainer. So you are right.
I was gonna say I thought I was seeing double over there with Coach Brands.
No, that is both Olympic gold medalists. Tom and Terry Brands, legends in the sport. Not only here in America, but around the world, those guys are known.
There was a pop-up there on our scorebug that said more blood time than playing time. We've got 30 seconds left here. Hopefully we won't have another stoppage because we're already at 8 for blood time. Voinovich has 2 takedowns. Marinas has 3 escapes, bringing us to 7-3. Still neutral. 10 seconds to go. Marinas looking for a shot attempt. A shot there by Voinovich. And that will be the 157 matchup there. Voinovich will be the winner by decision. For Michigan State, that's not what you want to see. You don't want to see another match lost, but at least this one will award Iowa less team points than the other ones have. Went out of bounds there. Starting again with Caliendo on top. He is ranked 3rd for his weight class. 3-point takedown. See Shannon's looking for any shot he can take. Caliendo wraps himself around Shannon's leg, brings him to the mat, and that'll be a 3-point takedown.
And this is DJ Shannon just leaving his knee to his head. And Caliendo's going to take that every single time. And he's going to come back right to it again.
Looks like that would have been a 2-point near fall, followed by a 3-point takedown, and then an escape point for Shannon.
And look at Mikey's back in right away. Low-level shot to the left ankle of DJ Shannon.
12-2 so far. Let's see, Caliendo is still in control. Lets him go for an escape for Shannon. Out of bounds there. That'll be brought back to the center.
Out of bounds and a stall call as well. Keep that in mind.
Starting neutral. Remaining neutral for now. Caliendo's reaching for Shannon. Gets him down to the mat. That'll be a 3-point takedown. Looks like he might let him go here. And he will. That'll be an escape for Shannon. Back to neutral. He's reaching again. Shot by Shannon. Caliendo takes control for another 3 points and another takedown.
And that's going to be 6 for the Hawks. This is tight. And there's a lot of time left. 30 seconds to fight off a cradle.
He is able to roll up out of it, but comes right back into it. That'll be a 4-point near fall for Caliendo, and that will make the end of this match. Caliendo is a winner by tech ball. You can see that cradle there that gave him all those near fall points. That'll be another 5 points for Iowa, bringing the team score up to 27-0. For 174, we have Connor O'Neill for Michigan State, and we have Patrick Kennedy for Iowa.
Another veteran guy for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
3-point takedown for Kennedy. These two are both more experienced and older. Kennedy is a 5th year. O'Neal is a graduate. O'Neal gets an escape there. They're back to neutral. Fighting hard here. Kennedy's got him by the legs. No points yet. So they are neutral as of right now. I take that back, 3 points to Kennedy. Nearing the edge of that circle there, Kennedy's trying to keep it in. O'Neal's looking for a way out. Brings them closer to the edge of the circle, and they'll be out of bounds. Kennedy is a 3-time national qualifier, and it looks like we might have some blood time there. We do. Kennedy is taking some blood time.
Theme we're starting to see here for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
You can see 4 people attending to him, not 5 like Voinovich had earlier. Quick fix there. And they'll start back up with Kennedy on top, O'Neal on bottom. O'Neal looking to break out of it, and he does an escape. Back to neutral.
And he's right back to that 2-on-1.
And he's got him on the ground.
Yeah, O'Neal snuck out of that 2-on-1 and somehow was nearly behind Kennedy.
They are going to have to watch here that they don't go out of bounds. He lets him go so they can come back in. Nothing comes of that. Still neutral. 3 points for Kennedy with the takedown.
Oh, that is tight.
And he's gonna let O'Neal go, bringing it to 9-3. Quick attempt there. Still neutral. 3 points to Kennedy. Over a minute of riding time. 25 seconds to go in this first period. We've already got quite the score margin going with Kennedy with 12, O'Neal with 3. And they'll stop him there. Picking things back up at the center. Michigan State has not managed a takedown at all today. We're in the 6th match.
Yeah, and you gave up 12 points at 25, 21 points at 33, 17 points at 41, 21 points, and now 21 points at 149, 157 was pretty close, 165, they gave up 22 points, so now in 3 matches, they've given up over 20 points.
See Peterson starts on the bottom there. Quick escape. Followed by a 3-point takedown. An escape for O'Neal. Back to neutral, nearing the edge. It's close there. And they'll be stopped and brought back to center. Over a minute and a half of riding time for Kennedy. Another look at that latest takedown by Kennedy. 4 escapes for Kennedy, 1 for O'Neal. Another 3 points for Kennedy. That'll bring up 19-4, and that will end this match. Kennedy will be the winner by tech fall, and there will be another 5 points awarded to Iowa's team score. 32-0 team score today. And we're back here. 184 matchup going, Gabe Arnold and Ryan Boucher. Neutral so far. Iowa's at 32 team points to Michigan State's 0.
But also they have 32 takedowns as well.
And 0 takedowns for Michigan State.
Yeah, so the match score is 32-0, takedowns are 32-0.
That's quite the number coincidence you don't see very often. See, Iowa's recovering very well from their fairly recent 3 Big Ten losses.
Yeah, but with the Hawks, you start to question, what are they doing in preparation where they are wrestling to the level of their competition? You start to think that the Hawks are really focused more on their opponents rather than themselves, when in reality, you know how great all of these guys are. But you look at the Ohio State matchup, you have a guy like Gabe Arnold with no takedowns, Drake Ayala with no takedowns. It's just, what is the Iowa identity right now? And they don't have one. They're in search for an identity midway through the season with 5 losses on their record, because when it comes to top-tier competition, they can't compete with them from an offensive standpoint. As Gabe Arnold gets to the shot, Connor Boucher has his heel in the armpit, and Gabe Arnold picks up that takedown.
That takedown was followed by a slam there. You see a lot of that from Iowa today.
Yeah.
And that'll be an escape for Boucher. Quickly out of bounds there. There's that slam again. Starting back at neutral. Arnold quickly snapping down on him.
And now he's going to have to come with this left hand. Another takedown.
You see 3 points for the takedown there.
Just bullied.
He's going to let him go. Boucher picks up another escape back at neutral. Takedown by Arnold. Near the edge of the circle there. They will have to be careful.
Yeah, he takes a peek over to the right of his shoulder, and he sees that there's only 15 seconds left, so Gabe's going to decide to ride this one out.
10 seconds to go. No movement here. They'll end that period. 9 points to Arnold, 2 points to Boucher. It was Arnold's decision there, and he takes down Boucher starting on top. Arnold just under a minute of riding time there. And they'll get set to go. Boucher looking to maintain control, but Arnold quickly fights his way out, gets an escape, brings him up to 10 points. A shot by Boucher. Arnold looking to take advantage of it and take control.
And Gabe has to come through with this left hand to get to the armpit on the right side of Connor Boucher, and then come around with his left hand, and that's exactly what he does. And this is the confidence that these guys should be wrestling with. It is just, it's something to see. When they're on, it is beautiful wrestling. But it's few and far between that we've seen the Hawks wrestle like this.
There was that stall call on Boucher there, and a 3-point takedown for Arnold. An escape by Boucher again, back to neutral.
And it's all, again, from forcing the Spartans to get to shots, ill-advised shots that they shouldn't be taking. And now what happens is you're stuck on your knees and you're stuck with the Gabe Arnold on a front headlock with all of his weight pushing on your head, and then you get your head out and he's already behind you. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. You're seeing Boucher try to circle, and Gabe is just keeping as much pressure. And a super duck, beautiful.
3-point takedown for Arnold with that move. 20 points, and that will be the end of the 184 matchup. Arnold will be winner by tech fall there. That'll be Michigan State's 6th tech fall. Final one, our heavyweight matchup. We've got Ben Keeter for Iowa and Josh Terrell for Michigan State.
Keeter coming off that loss against Nick Feldman against the Bucks. So for him, I imagine he's going to come out here looking to be pretty offensive. Put that one behind him. But Josh Terrell's a big body. He's going to have to be careful. He can't just take any ill-advised shots, just throwing stuff out there.
Staying neutral so far.
And this is where Josh has been successful this year, is getting to those underhooks, and it's really changed the pace of the matches. It allows him to really dictate where he wants to be. And in the last 4 matches since Venadia's injury with Josh in the lineup, he's really impressed me. As there you see a post high crotch. Keeter gets his head to the outside, now switches to the inside, and Terrell.
And it's a takedown for Keeter.
Terrell focused too much on that head, trying to look for a big move rather than going conventional defense, getting his hips back. But either way, he's looking to build a base here as Keeter's riding that tight waist on that left side right now after switching from the right.
Keeter trying to move him onto his back, it looks like. Terrell looking for a way out.
Yeah, he's gonna have to knee slide up. Because here you leave too much exposed for a cradle when you go left knee to the head. And Josh smart to belly down now.
And Keeter lets him go. It'll be an escape for Terrell. Back to neutral. A minute to go here in the first. Keeter was able to rack up just under a minute of riding time there. Still locked in neutral. Shot by Keeter. And it'll be a takedown. 6 points for Keeter. 2 takedowns so far. 1 escape for Terrell. That riding time is going up. 15 seconds to go here in the first. It'll be a stalling warning for Terrell there. End of the first period. Keeter defers. And Terrell will pick a neutral to start.
Terrell chasing that right side underhook. And now the Brands brothers are starting to say, watch that left elbow down is the message coming from the Hawks corner. As Keeter now switches to a collar tie on that left side. So both of these guys going ear to ear with left side collar ties for each of them.
Keeter looks to make something happen there, but is unsuccessful. A minute to go in the second period. No points allotted yet in this second period. Nearing the edge of the circle. Keeter's gonna push Terrell out.
That's gonna be another stall call. Oh, pushing. Actually, they're gonna go on Keeter instead of Terrell. Look at it. Coach Brands is shocked.
It did appear there that out of bounds was directed by Keeter.
Yeah, and it was a push. But in reality, are they really gonna hit Keeter too many more times? So I think it's just a warning.
5 seconds to go. No points here in the second.
Oh, luckily this is the end of the period because this is getting chippy.
That'll be the end of the period. It is Keeter's choice. And he's gonna choose down. Quick escape. Keeter's at 7 points. Back to neutral. Still locked in that neutral with just a minute and a half to go in the third. Keeter at 7 points. Terrell at 1. We could see a point here shortly. Both looking to make the most out of that situation. It's gonna stop. They're gonna go back to neutral in the center. Terrell has won his last 4 matchups.
Yeah, that's which is why I was saying he's really been wrestling well. I think having Venadia out of the lineup and Terrell really starting to find his way, coming back from that knee injury. You see that heavy right knee taped right there. So it's going to take, whereas most guys are in the middle of their season because they've been wrestling all season, whereas Josh wasn't in the lineup all year. So you're going to start to see his progression come later on in the year, whereas if a guy like Venadia was wrestling from start to finish, you would hope that he would be starting to peak here now, whereas I think Josh is going to take a little bit more time to reach the peak of where he needs to be.
Still neutral there after that shot by Keeter.
Terrell needs to keep his elbows as tight as he can here to pull this down to the mat.
5 seconds to go. Keeter had secured that riding time. And that will be the match. Keeter's gonna be the winner by decision there. Terrell's first loss after